So if you'd like to have beautiful pansies and tulips like these in your spring garden, keep watching and I'll show you exactly how. Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to plant tulips along with some pansies. And it's going to make such a beautiful combination in your spring garden. And I'm going to go over all of the different things to avoid so you can have really good results. And this can be in a container or in your flower bed. Either one is fine. I'm Marlene and welcome to my home and garden channel. So these are the beautiful pansies right here, guys. You can see how gorgeous they are. And these were actually 4-inch containers that I got them in. There are larger ones and there are smaller ones available, but I always like getting these because they're of the decent size that is going to make it a lot easier for you in terms of affordability and in terms of also of them catching on fast. And these are the tulip bulbs right here. This actually has 35 in there. And I'm just going to show you all the different things that you will need. You'll need to have your container with holes in the bottom. And over here you'll see I have a coffee filter. You can use mesh too just to cover the holes if they're really large. We made them a little bit large because that's a planter that we had to put holes in. And you'll see the trowel right there. And then over here you'll want to have a watering can. This is a 2-gallon one that you can get at your garden center. Or if you have a hose that has a, like a delicate spray selection that you could choose, then yes, you could go for that. And I have a long container that I'm going to be using as well. We have our garden soil here. This is the in-ground one, and you can also get the one for containers as well. And by the way, guys, this is whether you're wanting to plant them in your flower bed or if you want to put them in a container. And this is some mulch right here. And this one is actually pine bark mulch. Of course, you can use cypress mulch, black mulch, or many different types that you can use. So these are the holes you'll see in there. We actually made the larger ones ourselves. And you can use many different sizes. So what I did first was to go ahead and cut the coffee filter just to make it a little bit more flat and cover over the holes. And what this does is it actually prevents excess soil from coming out. But of course, at the same time, you do need to have holes so that the plant can breathe. If the roots can't breathe, then you're going to have root rot and you're not going to have any success with that. So once you put them in there, you just, put your soil in. And then you'll want to make sure that you're allowing at least, I'd say 5 to maybe 6 inches down from the top of the container. So that way you can put your tulips in. And be sure to turn them with the pointy side up because that's the way it's going to sprout. The pointy part produces the leaves and the bottom produces the roots. They will correct themselves if you turn them sideways, but it's just a little more stress on the plant, so you don't want to do that if you don't have to. And you just gently press them in and you take a look at the spacing. You typically want to allow about 1.5 to 2 inches between each of your tulips. At the same time, though, you don't want to spread them out too far apart because then it looks kind of thin and sparse and it doesn't have the effect that you want. And then it's good to do, like 2 layers if you can or more. You want to offset it a little bit so that way they're kind of in between each other. So you see that kind of a zigzag pattern that you have going there. And this helps it to have a fuller look when they come up and then they go in bloom. So I have 4 at the front and I have 3 at the back. I could have maybe put 2 more in, but this is good for what I want here. This is definitely going to work. And then you're just going to go ahead and cover it with the soil and add maybe like about 2 more inches of soil. Put that on top of those. So that way they're fully covered, and make sure you have a good idea as to where you put them, because once they're covered and you're going to put your pansies in, you want to make sure you're putting them in the right spot. So you can see I'm just pressing it very lightly there. This has 2 in here, and this is why I like getting these, because you can basically split them and that way you're going to get 2 out of the 1 container. And they're a little bit larger too, so they have a better survival rate. You can see those nice healthy white roots that they have there. And you're just going to dig a hole deep enough in the soil that will slightly cover over it, be slightly above it. So when you go in with the soil, you can cover it over. You need to have that soil covering it over. It helps to retain the moisture better that way. And then I'm going to go ahead and split one of the yellow ones. So what I'm doing is I'm basically alternating the colors. Of course, if you're using just one color, then that's fine. Or, some of them that are bi-colored, those are pretty too. You basically just go in, make sure you're covering it with the soil. So you see I have one purple, one yellow, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put another purple. And guys, if you love gardening and you love to make your home beautiful and you've never subscribed to my channel before, I do hope that you will hit the subscribe button and tap on the notification bell. And also you can give me a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing here. It does send a good message out to YouTube that they'll share the video with other people who can benefit from this information. So in the next round, I'm going to alternate them. The other way, it's going to be one purple one in the middle, and I'm going to put two yellow ones to the side. So this is what it looks like here. You can see that the flowers are a little bit faded because, you know, the little stress of planting them, it does that to them. But because they are cool weather flowers, they're going to perk right back up. Maybe in another day or two, you'll see, you know, the difference once they set in. So then what we want to do next is to just go ahead and press in the soil. That's very important because you don't want to have like, you know, like little ear pockets left around there. If you have any soil like sitting on any of the leaves, you know, just gently go in and get it off. So that way, you know, the leaves can breathe properly and, you know, they'll be as healthy as possible. You just go ahead and work your way around, you know, getting all of that in there. And this really is, you know, a good step-by-step for beginners. So if you have never done this before, just follow all of the steps that I'm showing you here. You know, you add your mulch on top. And you really should have success with this. We just go ahead and gently pack our mulch in until all of it is covered. And then once you've covered it, you just go ahead and you lightly water it. And again, this is where, you know, the sprinkle type flow is really good because it's gentle on them. They're pretty resilient flowers. You know, they stand up so well in the cold weather. They can manage light frost, but not, you know, like if you have like, you know, several inches of snow, then that will affect them. But they still will, you know, go to sleep a little bit and then perk right back up once everything melts off. So you want to make sure you're giving it a good soak, and you'll know if you see water running from the bottom that you did your due diligence. Now this here is a longer container. I wanted to have a different effect in this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually alternate them. And these are the beautiful pansies that I chose for this one, the white with the purple inside. It's going to be a real nice combination with the tulips there. So we just alternate them, 3 space 3, and that's how I did it. So you have the flower, the bulbs, flower, bulbs, and then flower again at the end. And of course you can always mix and match them whichever way you like. You know, this is just what I decided to do for this one here. So this is them the day after. You can see they look a little bit better, a little more perked up, and I did add another one. I just couldn't resist. Plus I had some left over. And so bear in mind though that guys, that you will need to feed them, you know, after about a week or so has passed. You'll want to go ahead and give them some plant food as long as the soil isn't frozen over. Be sure to do that. And for the first 5 days, you'll want to water them every day, and then you feed after that. And these are some beautiful ones that I've had past season, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. So I do wish you all the very best with your planting, guys. Be sure to check out my autumn playlist for a number of different bulbs and flowers that you can plant in the autumn season to have a spectacular garden in the springtime. I do want to say thank you so much for watching. Thanks to my returning subscribers. I appreciate you all so much. Enjoy the fall season, and I do hope to see you in the next video. Take care.